I got some time. I'm gonna pull the oil pan off, get that flipped around, get that ready to go. And then I'll clean this up, put the remain seal on it, and then put the flex plate on, get that ready to go, and then I'll start tackling other stuff. Just keep whittling away. But yeah, it's the time to do that. Ooh, that is leaving a mess. Right, there's oil still left in that. Hey Nick. Yeah. Can you come over on this other side? Yeah. Let's try to take this oil pan down real quick. Okay, got one last one. Ready?
Yeah, I got it.
Okay. It's on there, so we'll hammer and slightly tap on it. There. I can see.
Can we take those blocks out?
I guess so.
The sump's pretty deep, so and this line has to come off over here. Well, actually, it doesn't have this. There's some oil.
All right, there. Where's that bucket?
It's underneath
it.
it.
Oh, right there.
You want me to lift this up?
I'm just gonna see it.
Oh, there you go. All right, update. So, axle is bolted tight to the frame. The spacer plate, we did a bead of weld across one side just to get rid of any kind of a vibration if there is any. I don't know if there will be or not. And drained oil out of this planetary. It looked really good, looked better in the front. There was like no speckles in it at all. And the gears look great. So put the cover back on. Just now finished up putting the cover up the other side. And then I'm gonna start plasming the fenders.
You wanna go snorkeling?
Yeah,
It's pretty cool, huh?
Oh, look at that. Yeah, I like it.
You like it?
Let's do it. Okay, put some sealer on these bolts, put them in there, and that way you don't have any gear oil leaking out of this thing.
Oil pan's off. I washed it. It's a two-piece oil pan, so I washed it all out. This is all clean. This is all clean. Used some brake cleaner, wiped it all down. Next thing I need to do is make sure the surface is nice and prepped. And I got the gaskets up here. And then I need to glue the gaskets and all that stuff to the oil pan. I need to prep underneath, make sure that those surfaces are clean. But here's what I gotta do on this. This is the suction tube that goes in the oil pan, and it's too long. I knew that. I knew it was gonna be too long. I was hoping it was like a two-piece where you just take out a section and move it closer, because some engine manufacturers do that. But no, this one wasn't. So I got to do my skills and figure out where I want to put this sump into here, and I have a pretty good understanding what I want to do. So anyways, that's the deal. And it's an oily mess underneath there. Don't worry about it. You guys want it to get oily, I will. Just part of the job, I guess.
Alright, so I think I got it where I want it. Both sides are cut. Just a little bit, about a foot of welds left to the top to hold that. And I've got a high lift jack and a high lift jack. And got about a ½ inch of clearance between this pipe and the fender. And as you can see, it goes back and forth without touching once. So technically I'm a little wide. I could pull it in just a hair, like maybe a ½ inch on each side. And that would get that ½ inch gap taken out. But I'm gonna weld this side up here. Got a little spot here. I can tack weld real quick. Let's take a look. Step it on my jack. Right here. So I can put some weld right there. Get this anchored. That way that won't change. Back here though, we can't do anything until we start filling. And we're gonna redo the bottom of these fenders too. We're gonna get some heavy iron when this is all built up and put a heavy plate across the back here to get rid of this wobble. I shouldn't say a plate. We might actually box this in with some type of square tubing or something. And that way that'll give it structure. Because technically our other Series 2 bud, which is a year newer than this one, they put flat iron pieces in here across to give it strength so that way they didn't shake and wobble and crack like this one was doing. Well, we can't do that because there are gonna be big tires in there. So we'll find other ways to make it work. But so far, progress. There we go, she's glued. Let's take a look over here, see how much this has changed. Just looks like it definitely, the gap changed a little bit. I took the high lift jack off, but I think we're still good here. Maybe rub a little bit more. That's perfect. All right, fender number 2. Let's get cutting. All right, let's see if we can break it with the high lift jack. There we go. Easy.
Overall, that wasn't too bad. Got it all figured out what I want to do with it. It should, by rights, fit in that oil pan. But these are the pieces that I have from scratch, the cutting off. So yeah. Don't need those right now. These are really nice little tubes. I'm such a hoarder. I like to see little pieces and stuff like this. I'm like, oh, I could use that someday. When you have a lathe, you do use stuff like that a lot. So, anyways, it's nice to have little pieces of scrap. And then I'll get a big pile of it, and then my kids one day will throw it out and they'll cry. But that's okay. Okay, I'm gonna clean this up, make sure it's all clean inside, and then clean up the gaskets, put this on, get ready to put the oil pan on.
Modify that. Just realized that jack's maxed out. But let's give her a shot and see what it's like. Here we go. Okay, right there, starting to rub. So this needs to flare out just a little bit, ½ inch maybe at most. But all this right here is good. So from center to here, right on. I guess we can cut this side now. Do the same thing. That might be enough. We'll check it out.
Now I gotta look in the book and see exactly what to torque that to. So I'll torque that one, and then I'll put the pickup tube, oil pan, get that ready, and then put it underneath there and bolt that up and torque that one as well. And then I gotta take the dipstick and put that on this side, because that's moving as well. There we have it. Oil pan switched. Dipstick needs to be tightened up. It's all torqued down to 1,000 foot-pounds of torque on each and every single bolt. That's what the book said. Hey, I'm dyslexic. What do I know? No, it's 35 pounds. At least that's what it said in the book for those bolts.
Okay, definitely gonna have to go more. That's not enough. Well, that's close. Let's do one more. Yep. And slide. Well, let's go ahead and do a test here and see what it's like with that. Yeah, a little bit tight right there. Let's do another notch. All those welds broke up there? There they are, okay. Just starting to hit right here. That's pretty close though. Guys, let's go back up to the top. Oh yeah. Clears the whole way there. It's starting to hit there too. Okay, we're pretty close.
Dropped my kids off, got back here to the shop. I'm the first one over here, and we got the tractor from a guy. He's trying to find where the drive shafts went for the upper and lower to the front axle, and we're missing a yoke on the front axle. So I'm like, well, if he can't find them, I'm gonna have to find drive shafts and cut them up and make them work. So then what I was like, well, I need a yoke for the front axle. I'll take the one off the back axle so I can start trying to match it up and figure out what it is and get one ordered. Pulled it off, and let's go to the bench real quick. Don't worry, the splines on the axle look good. These, on the other hand, we were gonna have a two-wheel drive tractor. They're almost rounded off. That's insane. That's absolutely insane. Yeah, I don't think that's gonna last very long. So I need another one of those. I'm gonna clean it up and see if I can get some part numbers, count the splines, go online and see if I can come up with something that is the same, if not very similar. Now these are cat axles. I will have to go underneath here and try to find some tag numbers if they have anything, and then I can try to locate more information on them. But yeah, that was gonna be bad. What I mean by two-wheel drive tractor is that will shear off and it'll just spin, and then it'll just only be powered from the front. Yeah, we don't want that. Okay, let's go do some research. We are done. For now.
Since I got that one cut, all ground down, it fits nicely. I'm like 99.9% sure that if I cut the exact same thing, it'll fit great on the other side. I know it's a mirror image, but. So I'm just gonna use this as a template now. Since this angle's already cut, I just gotta take the plasma cutter and run it along this side, buzz that off. That'll save me a lot of time and tracing. And then we'll get one of those welded in here, get this one finished up, and I'll jump over and pull this fender out, flare it out, do the same thing, stuff it in there. So we're making progress. It's been a little bit of a challenge. This thing was kind of, yeah, there was tight spots and open spots, and it really curled in tight at the end here, so I had to bend all this out down here. That was just the way it was from the factory. The other side didn't have that problem, but I've got it all welded here and there. So this is all secure, welded, finished up the gap that I cut as far as I go before I gotta start putting in iron to fill that gap in. So I welded that. I gotta weld this inside here. So anyways, we'll get this wrapped up. If we can get to the point where we can put the tires back on it, then it's gonna be a lot easier for putting the engine in this thing to mock up, to roll it back and forth. So that's why I'm trying to push this out, get this done so we can have tires back on it. I got a lot of cleaning up to do on the welds on this fender, but it's mostly together. So now I gotta weld this one up. So we'll flare it a bit, stuff a piece in there, stuff a piece there, and weld it all up on both sides. Can't wait to be done with that. Then on to the next thing. Thanks for watching.